Anna.
Oh geez, the awkward camera. Hey, what's up, Jak and Daxter fans? Boomer here. Today we're not having a new video, but instead a run of Jak 1, the Precursor Legacy in the no LTS category, which used to be the old any %, but it kind of became its own category. And yeah, really fun category to show off. We already skipped the first cutscene. If you played this game before, there's a long 5-minute cutscene. We skipped by simply saving or creating a save file and resetting the console as it started to play out. And then we pulled out the memory card, and that's what we're starting from. Just so you know. On my couch, I have my lovely girlfriend, Easy Art, and yeah, she's gonna co-commentate the run whenever she can, I guess. And later, we have Geschlossen joining us, who's currently playing Smash, I believe. So yeah, it's a Smash Ultimate's really asked for this event. So let's go, I guess. Are you ready? Okay, yeah. So 3, 2, 1, start. Yeah. All right, so welcome to Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, the Super Mario 64 ripoff, Sony's SM64 ripoff. The goal of this game is to go and well, collect all power cells, kind of. We don't need all of them. There are 100 spread throughout the game. We're only going to collect 74. Oops, what am I doing? Trying to show off a new strat, and I completely forgot where to go. This right there is the first power cell we just picked up. We need those to power a zoomer, which is a vehicle we need to move around in the game to get from level hub to level hub. And yeah, that was number 3, I believe. And yeah, this game is all about jumping and running, collecting stuff, and quite fun. It's quite a beginner-friendly game. Oops. And there we go. So this is the tutorial level called Geyser Rock, and you want to be completing this obviously as fast as possible. And there's a 2-minute cutscene right at the beginning. And in case you do have any donations, you can read them off perfectly fine right here.
Unfortunately, there are none at the moment, but feel free to keep them coming, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them coming in. There's going to be a bunch of cutscenes here and there. So if you want to have your donation read, feel free to get them out. Donate. It's for a good cause, guys.
So something I'm already reading in chat. People are asking what LTS means. Boomer's running the no LTS category, which basically means lava tube skip. So he's not doing a skip at the end of the game where you can, well, skip the last hub, so you can go from hub 2 to 3 and directly to hub 4, and that's a really hard skip, and it's not that marathon safe, so we usually don't do it in marathons. That's why he's running no LTS.
Yeah, shoutouts to Headstrong, who pulled off a 25-minute run of any % at GDQ, like getting the lava tube skip run in one go perfectly without no flaws. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, like Izzy just said, the LTS category is roughly 24 minutes long at this point. Actually, now that we have Fire Canyon skip, which is well, FCS, which stands for Fire Canyon skip. Now that we have that as well. The game is 16 minutes long, I believe.
I think the recce is 60 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, so that's quite a short time to beat this game. And you're skipping a lot of cell requirements, power cell requirements.
Well, you're basically just collecting necessary cells in Geyser, and then the ones you get at the end of each hub change, and then the last ones in Citadel. So yeah, just the necessary ones and not the ones lying around.
Yep, and this category doesn't do the Fire Canyon skip, neither does it do the lava tube skip that we talked about earlier. Once again, really hard trick to pull off. and not that marathon safe. Also, I can't do it, so I'm not actually. can't show anything off that I can't do, obviously. What I can do, though, is this fish mini game that a lot of people hated back in the day. The fisherman's telling us right now to catch 200 pounds of fish, and then we can use the speedboat to get to Misty Island. So we're going to be doing that. He's going to talk to us, explain us how this game works.
1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies. If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take me net back from you. There are poisonous eels in this river. Catch even one of them boogers, and you'll poison the whole darn catch.
Yep, I don't think I can explain it any better. So there's 5 pound fishies and 1 pound fishies. And the green ones are worth 1 pound, and the golden ones are 5 pound. And if you catch an eel, the game's over. You have to start over. And if you miss 20 fish, besides the eel, because you don't want to be getting that, you also have to start over. A lot of people are telling me that they hated this game back in the day, and it's like their nightmare.
Well, partly because the controls are not that good for this minigame.
Yeah, really finicky. For some reason, you can't use the D-pad on this minigame, so you have to use the analog stick. And I always found that to be super awkward, especially since the D-pad is like perfectly designed for this. Like all you have to do is press left and right. But doing that on the analog stick is kind of awkward at times. All right, the fish is looking good so far. So there's different phases. This right here is the so-called eel phase, where there are mostly eels coming towards you, and you have to, well, avoid the eels and only get the fish that's worth something. So this golden one right there that I just missed, that's still pretty good fish.
Sometimes if you're really, really lucky, you can finish fish even before the eel phase.
Yep, that's like the most insane fish we've ever seen, I believe. This was actually really, really good fish. 200 pounds of fish in pretty short time.
Here's the power supply honest. And you can use my boat at the village dock.
Also, I'm seeing all the Jack people in chat. Hey, shoutouts to the Jack community, giving the shout out right off the bat. Awesome people. All right. So the goal for Hub 1 essentially is to collect 28 power cells. They are the fastest power cells to pick up. Yeah, those cells are pretty fast to pick up, and this game is routed so that you pick up only the cells that are fast, obviously. There are ones that aren't worth picking up, simply because they just take so long, and the route I'm following here only picks up the ones that are kind of worth it.
Sometimes people wonder why you collect a fish cell, but it's basically because after fish you're able to go to Misty Island, and there are a lot of fast cells. So we take time loss at fish to get faster cells later.
Yep, exactly. That was a bit fishy right there. This roll jump I just did, I thought I was gonna not land on the platform, but it's doing fine, I guess. All right, so this launch pad right here, I don't think you're supposed to use it in this way. There's a bridge that you're supposed to cross using Blue Eco, but using the launch pad with the Blue Eco, it's much more efficient getting past that.
Imagine playing the game as intended.
Yeah, what the heck? Who does that these days? Casuals. Yeah, talking about casual, this game came out on PS4, and if you haven't played this just yet and you don't own like a PS2 or a PlayStation 3, which this game is also on, I can kind of recommend picking it up. It's not the best version to play on, but definitely playable, especially for Jak 1. The movement's a bit more finicky compared to the PS2 version that I'm playing on right now, but if you haven't played this just yet, really recommend giving it a go. I was letting Sai play a bit earlier, who's somewhere back there, I hope. Where is he here? There he is. All right, so he was playing this game earlier, and he said that the controls just feel, yeah, they feel really nice. you can definitely notice they put a lot of thought into the controls, and movement generally it just feels great. So here's one of the bosses. Not really a huge boss. It's more of a small boss. Although in terms of size, he's pretty big. The plant, and we're going to be taking intentional damage here. And there is a way to skip the bite that he was doing. It's called bite skip, which I didn't get. Saves a bit of time, but no biggie if you don't get that. So for this part, you just kind of stand in the corner, wait for these goons to start coming towards you, and just kill them with a spin. Intuitive, by the way, is the word that I was looking for. He said that the controls feel really intuitive. Like you pick up the game, you instantly know how to play it in a way.
To the person talking about the Vita version in chat, we don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do the Vita here. It's save that for somewhere else. Yeah, that's also the PS Vita version. A really terrible port. Although I do need to say that it's kind of impressive that the small device can even run the games on the Vita. But still, it's not an enjoyable experience. Don't recommend it. All right, so right here we're going to be doing a quick save warp. Going to be saving the game here. Yep, and then loading this back up. This puts us closer to where we want to be, which is at the boat. And once we're there, we're going to go to Misty Island, where there's going to be a lot of spooky cells. And the famous muse that apparently also everyone hates to catch. Chasing the darn thing for several hours. If you have any donations, you can feel free to read.
We indeed do. $5 from Anonymous saying, hope you have fun time running, Boomer. I personally hate this game, and that is why I run Jak 3.
Good call. I hate this game too. Nah, it's a great game.
Who doesn't hate a speed game?
Yeah, also, who doesn't hate the speed game? So here's the muse that is so fast. You didn't even see how I got it, apparently. So this was like a really fast strat to get the muse. Once again, I'm reading a lot of my YouTube comments, and people are telling me that it takes them forever to get this muse right there. And they're always like, how do I put that? They're not confused. It's not the right word. Words are hard. English is hard.
Probably a bit surprised you're able to get it so fast.
Yeah, there you go. So I was like, what? How'd you get that so fast? Also, right there, you probably haven't noticed there was a jump that I did on top of two rocks that allows me to skip the arena fight that's happening in this, well, arena. And allows me to get on top earlier, faster. There's also a really tricky roll jump you can do. I have no idea how to properly do it. I lost several runs to it, so I came up with my own strat, which is just going well, past it really, and just not doing it. But you want to be collecting 7 scout flies around this map. That's one of the things I just picked up, and they allow you to. They don't really allow you to do anything. You will get a scout fly power cell after you picked up 7 scout flies, and that's kind of what we're wanting to do here. Just making sure I get the health, though I don't think that's going to be doing anything for me, really. So this part can be a tricky where the planks are going to be, you can already see them coming towards you in the background or coming towards me in the background. And this part's usually a bit tricky. Try not to die on here. I was doing no damage run attempts of this game. Point being to not take damage, obviously, throughout the entirety of this game. And Misty Island really is where a lot of my runs like died. Okay, that was kind of close. This damage right there was intentional. Ooh. Oh, that's not so much intentional. Okay, so we're going to be missing the cycle here. Because if I were to take one more hit, I'd die. And I don't want to be doing that because it's going to give me a really awkward cycle. Because these Zeppelins are indeed on a cycle, and you Don't want to be missing that. Although, now that I already missed one, we're already on an awkward cycle. But staying alive here and trying to fix the situation is probably better than taking the death and trying to redo it. So, okay, so the guy's going up in the air. I saw him on the left. Just got to get over there now. Hope he's coming down in a second so I can kill him. There you go. And that's going to give us yet another power cell. All right. So one scout flyer left. We're going to be picking that up in just a second. And you want to be picking up those egg-looking orange things throughout the run as well. They're treated like a currency in this game. And some NPCs you can actually trade them in to get more power cells. It's really useful. And although there's going to be cutscenes and dialogue involved by buying those power cells with Precursor orbs, I think it's worth doing it. It's definitely worth doing it. Since picking up some other cells is just so slow compared to simply buying them. And you also pick them, oh, that was close. You pick them up on the way anyways.
Well, you're sometimes able to pick up 2 or 3 power cells by talking to one NPC, so it's definitely faster than looking around for other cells.
Yep, definitely. So right here I just messed up a really, really cool trick. It's called the boosted uppercut. This one in particular is really precise. You need a bit more distance than you usually do to make this gap. There's usually blue eco that you are supposed to take, activate a platform, and with that it takes you over to this tall rock in the base, in the water, and yeah, using the boosted uppercut right there, you can make the gap without that. If you do fall down though, that probably would have been faster to just get the eco instead, but if you get it first try, obviously saves more time. Alrighty, so back at the village and onto Sentinel Beach. Probably one of my favorite levels. I don't really know why, I just kind of like the beach. So, in case you haven't noticed just yet, green eco is going to make you, or green eco is going to give you health. In the top left, you can see how much health I have. I have currently 2 big green blobs of eco. That's my health essentially, and then there's a number next to it indicating how many small green eco things I picked up. And then if I have 50 of them, I get a new life essentially. So right here, I triggered the Pelican to steal a power cell, and then there was a small infinite jump that I was able to do at the window of this cannon tower. And there is a way, let me line this up real quick, to shoot one of those...
The monster.
Yeah, one of those explosive bags towards the Pelican. And you are supposed to actually like race the Pelican to the power cell. But you can't just blow up the Pelican using the cannon tower, and that just kills him.
You should call Peter right now.
Yeah, Peter, if you're watching, don't call. Don't call us out. It's just a speed game. So one thing I don't know of right now. Oh, there you go. So you have to scare these birds that are sitting on the rocks, and sometimes you don't scare them. So right here, for instance, I just have to wait. There you go. There's going to be a sound effect whenever you did actually scare them. And scaring the birds 3 times is going to make the rocks fall for some reason. And
Butterfly effect, I guess.
yeah. And there you go. It's more power cells for us. Ah, jeez. Get out of here. All right. Oh no. Actually, it's not too bad. I don't know. I don't know why I was saying oh no. Probably because I didn't make the jump. So that's where the Pelican was sitting previously, which we blew up. And also, you're going to see me doing a weird swim at times. I've seen people ask that before. It's like, oh man, why are you swimming so weird? It's actually really interesting that you are mostly getting your momentum from starting up the swim. And if you just tap forward on your analog stick, it's going to repeatedly do the forward motion. And that's what's actually giving you the momentum. And if you just spam your analog stick forward and then let it go back to neutral and doing that over and over, it allows you to get a lot more speeds than casual swimming. Jeez.
English is hard.
Yeah, English is hard. So how are you doing today, Easy?
I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
Playing games all day.
Jeez.
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
Oh, Joe. What was that all about?
My. I hope the poor dear's okay.
Alright, so in this egg that I just punched off the cliff, there's a bird in there called Flood, and we're going to be using that later in only a single level, although we'll see him in several ones. This is the only one where... Oh, there's only one level where we're really going to be using him. Oh, what's the chat saying? Bone Wilson and Bonesaw? Okay.
Well,
By the way,
kinda.
those jokes aren't funny. Get out of here.
Scoob is making fun of chat.
Oh, Scubo, okay. Fair enough. That's okay. But yeah, I am indeed not Bonesaw. I may play like him. But
Ouch.
commentary isn't as good, I suppose. Yeah, no Owen Wilson jokes in this stream. Alright. So here's a quick load warp that we're going to be doing. Since we have autosave turned on, and I just collected that last power cell in Sentinel Beach, loading up the file takes us back to the start, which is something you're going to be seeing a lot actually throughout the run. Where if we're done with a level, we don't always walk back, we just load up the file after picking up the last cell, which is then usually taking us closer to the exit than we would be if we were to walk back. Alrighty, so one more power cell to pick up, so that we are going to be at 28. And that's the last one. Okay, so now we're gonna talk to our main girl, Kira. She has her heat shield prepared for us.
Heat shield?
Heat shield.
Great. You have the 20 cells needed to power
Yeah,
my
usually
heat shield.
heat shield. There you go.
The shield will only
So you need 20 power cells to activate the zoomer. We picked up 28, like I said earlier. The power cells in hub 1 are usually faster than ones in later hubs. So you want to be picking up as many fast cells as you can, and then obviously pick up
so keep a look
less
for the jumps if
slower
you want
ones
to
later
jump.
on.
I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to
So yeah, you can pick up these cooling balloons,
Oh,
and the zoomer we're going to be riding in a second. The vehicle will have a heat meter, and going through the driving through the balloon is going to cool down the vehicle. Also, I really got to focus here to not blow up because I like doing that, although I'm probably the only one who does that. It's also really interesting, the blue eco, picking this one up right here, makes you go faster, but if you hold down your X button, it's gonna keep the blue eco, although you don't really have it anymore. Like the boost of the blue eco ran out a while ago. But once you let go of it, you're gonna slow down by a lot. Okay, so picking this up should be fine. So right there it slowed down, or it actually like canceled out my boost. Oh jeez. Oh no. Okay, we made it though. Oh, almost. Almost. There's still a bit to gap. To cross. There you go. So yeah, Fire Canyon Skip, by the way, would infinite bounce all the way to the end of what we've just driven through. It's a really finicky trick, which doesn't have any use in no LTS, as doing well, Fire Canyon Skip also implies that you're going to be doing a lava tube skip. Right here I've done something called a pause buffer. You can pause the game, or rather you can pause and bring up the HUD, this one right here that displays your health and stuff, during the pause, or rather at the same time. If you press them at the same time, the game's gonna pause, but you're still able to move around, and it's gonna block cutscenes from starting up. And that's exactly what I've done right there. There's usually a cutscene that's about 45 seconds long, I've done the pause buffer, so I was still able to walk around, and the game wasn't able to start up the cutscene. So I was able to jump on the button, and as I jumped on the button, the game paused, allowing me to save. And then I loaded up the file and did yet another pause buffer and rolled out of this. Oh, why am I going this way? Still got to trade in another power cell. And I rolled out of this big sphere that the cutscene trigger would be. And yeah, the camera, the physical object, the camera, is what's triggering the cutscene. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of camera manipulation on the way to a level later on, so I don't hit that exact same trigger again by accident, which would be real unfortunate because you just wasted all the time setting this up and then not getting it. That's also why I picked up the Scoutfly first, because if you don't get the Scoutfly first before starting up the cutscene, or doing the cutscene skip rather, that's gonna lose you time, because you got to get that power cell somewhere. So there's not a whole lot to talk here. So if there's any donations, feel free to read them.
We currently don't have any donations.
What?
Sad
Come on,
face.
guys. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, it's for a good cause. It's actually for Save the Children. So if someone in the chat or someone watching the stream wants to change the situation with us not having any donations to read, please feel free. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, definitely do that. I will donate a bit after my run as well. I don't know how much just yet. We'll see though. Oh my god, this right there. Looks so awkward. You can get stuck there in the water for some reason. Just kind of what happened. So this is the trickiest part about this entire level, Precursor Basin.
Are we gonna get a 4-cycle?
I don't know. I've already messed up. Yeah, I messed up already. So you can get all of these in one cycle, in one go. And I just previously picked up the Green Eco. And making a second trip to the Green Eco is kind of what you want to avoid. As that's obviously that's slow, especially when you can make it in like one cycle. These plans generally are pretty tricky. There you go. Yeah, these plans, in case you didn't know, are basically RNG. They're not. It's a little inside meme we have in the Jak community. Alright, so here again, the autosave saved for us, so all I need to do now is load the file back up after we collected the power cell and go back to the start. Alrighty. So this is where what I was talking about earlier. We're not going to go past the hut of the blue sage. In this game, there are several sages. There's a blue one, a green one, a red one, and a yellow sage, I believe.
Yep.
And this is the house of the blue sage. They all got kidnapped by some, or for some reason that I don't know. I don't follow the lore of this game. And yeah, we're just trying to get past the this sphere that's the cutscene, and we don't want to get our camera into that very sphere, so it's starting up the cutscene. Or rather, in this case, so it's not starting up the cutscene. Right, so now we're on LPC. It's also a level that's really dreaded by a lot of people, me included. Not a big fan, especially when I was learning this game. I had a hard time in this area. See yet another boosted uppercut. Oh, that was not a boosted, actually. Okay, so here's gonna be one. No? Alright. Yeah, boosted uppercuts look a bit differently. There you go.
Imagine making a tutorial about boosters and then not being able to do boosters.
Yeah, interestingly, I have like an 11-minute video on how to do this trick. That's on my YouTube channel, and well, there are times where I just can't pull it off myself, because sellout, no, that's not true. It's not selling out. Oh, jeez. There you go. But yeah, the trick's pretty useful in a lot of places. If you wanna be learning this game, that's definitely a trick you wanna be looking into. All right. So here's a really interesting trick coming up. Given I don't take damage anywhere else now, as it requires me to be on 2 health at least. All right, there you go.
Don't you dare killing Larry.
Nah, Larry's looking fine right now. He's avoiding me. He knows what's up. So collision in this game is not always there. They only put the collision to a certain height because they didn't think that anyone's gonna get over that barrier. We can though by ground pounding on the platform and abusing its momentum, or its swing rather. It's up and down, swivel, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so that allows us to go out of bounds and collect the power cell right there. And there's also a really interesting trick that I can still get if these guys are... Alright, come here. Doing the piggyback. Alright, great. So only need to get this in one go now. Yep, very nice. So yet another boosted uppercut. And then there's a power cell. So this area you're supposed to enter later. But since we aren't going to be doing that part where it would take us up, it's well obviously faster to just clip through the wall and pick it up right here, the power cell. And I was doing some camera manipulation earlier so that I can take an intentional death here, and that's gonna spawn me back at the... What's this called? The slide? The slide. Man, I love slides. Sliding's awesome, especially in Apex. Ha! Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be terrible to watch back in a few years. People are like, oh man, this guy's playing Apex. Would be even worse if I just bring up Dota 2 auto chess right now. That'd just make it more awful. Oh no. I'm gonna wait this out actually. So you, same thing as the platform, you can abuse the momentum you get from the platform right here. You can use that to get pushed up a little bit further, and then doing the double jump. And right here, I just did once again another pause buffer. I collected the power cell and landed on the big button that was at the bottom.
Hello.
Oh, hello. So that's geschlossen for you, by the way. So he just finished up his smash tourney, right?
Yeah, I lost.
You lost? Oh, too bad. I'm sorry.
What did I miss?
What did you miss? A lot of And that's about it. Yeah, there you go. That type of sound. That was not supposed to be a ground pound, by the way. I just kind of messed up. Also, my Jack impressions are really terrible. I gotta practice those. Alrighty, so yet another load warp I do here. Back to Rock Village. As there's a scout fly I need to be picking up here. Alrighty. Got that. And there's a really cool trick you can do right there. Skipping out a few platforms. There's actually a big shark, a big lurker shark, that also apparently a lot of people are really, really afraid by, including Easy.
Shout out to Lurker Shark for giving me nightmares as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read that like several times in comments, people telling me that they hate the Lurker Shark, that the sound is just so disgusting. Makes them really anxious. I can understand, but I never feared this thing as a child. Considering, interestingly, Jak 1 is the last out of the series I played. Oh my god, what was that? So, I interestingly started out playing the series by getting Jak 2. Jak 2 was my first game that I received with my PlayStation 2. Came bundled with it even. Oh my, bring it. It's two rats. Yeah, rip. Yeah, say goodnight, Jak. That never happened before, by the way. Kappa Kappa. Yeah, and then I got Jak 2. No, I got Jak 2 first, Jak 3 after, and then I got Jak 1 for some reason. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know, 11, 12 when I first played this game. So not really a child anymore. It's probably why it didn't scare me as much. Oh my goodness. It's awful. Luckily there's some crates right here. Oh.
Making it scary?
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be entertaining if I just make it look like a cakewalk. Gotta have some tension. This definitely is tensious. Alright, so there's a Zeppelin connected to a bunch of rocks, and that's where we're destroying here, by the way. It's going to give us a power cell later on. I don't know why the Zeppelin's there exactly, but all I need to know that we're going to be getting a power cell. That's the important thing here. Oh, jeez. The screen is getting kind of dark here. Not used to this. Alright, so this part right here is really cool. Well, there's a really small standing point on this rock. Well, actually, there's a launch pad under this rock, but the rock isn't fully blocking off the launch pad, so you can still do the launch on the launch pad, even though the rock's supposed to cover it up. You would need yellow eco to destroy it, but yeah. I don't even know where that yellow eco is. Done this so many times now. Completely forgot the casual way to do it. So this is the ambush in Boggy Swamp. Alright, there you go. Pick up yet another power cell. Oh. Ra saying in chat that he donated for my Boom Boy. Does Ra have anything to say?
Yes,
oh, let's
there
go.
is a donation from Ra, aka Ronaldo Fortnite.
Ronaldo Fortnite.
Saying, hello Boomy Boomy, don't forget backward cell Kappa.
Oh, true. Shouldn't be forgetting that. That'd be awful.
Oh yeah, it was a $5 donation by the way, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very generous. Appreciate it. You know what? I'm just gonna do tree hops, so it's whatever. Backward cell, lol. Going on foot. Oh, I need that. Yeah, so this is really, Jesus, this is really crazy trick that I'm not going to be doing. But there's a way to get a secret hidden power cell in Mountain Pass, which is an area you're going to see later. Spoilers, by the way. And there's a way to jump on top of like 3 trees, and that saves like a whole lot of time. It's like 45 seconds, I believe. Super hard though. Shoutouts to Shimforce for putting like so much effort into the strat. Trying to make it a thing. He actually PB'd. Like he had a really terrible run compared to what he usually could get. He did end up PBing though because he got the tree hops, and it was like very unlikely. And then now just recently he had to like run against that very run. Oh, this is awkward. This is very awkward. I gotta go back at the health here.
Making it scary.
Yeah, yep. The tension, man. It's all for the audience. They're gonna love this. Hopefully.
Would be boring if it wasn't scary.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, I need 2 health here because there's a trick you can do. You can take intentional damage and skip around this little area. There's also a way to do it without taking any damage at all. Also, that was scary because there is a chance that I didn't land on the platform, and/or that the platform is moving down as I'm standing on it right now during the cutscene. I hope neither of them have happened. Like, it gotta react quick. There you go.
Yeah, the cutscene completely cancels your aerial movement.
No, okay.
And you just drop down.
Yeah, so if that would have happened when I was... If I would have not been on top of the thing that the platform, it probably would have killed me, as I would have taken 1 more damage. All right.
Time to pick up the cell you missed.
Yep. So I didn't actually miss this. This strat saves, apparently, I've been told, half a second because there's a little animation to it when it like first lands, and if you just activate the power cell so that it's laying there and pick it up on your way back, it saves a bit of time, and it makes for a perfect way of splitting. I think that's actually the reason why people do it, not half the second wait there. Okay, so this part's going to be a little bit tricky. Yeah, I gotta keep tap of the numbers here. That's going to be awkward. Yeah, we'll see though. So there's a really interesting skip that I found. A runner by the name Yankee helped me find this. I accidentally got this when I was in a video call with a friend. Uiji actually was the person I've discovered this with, and I'm not going to talk about what it does, but I accidentally got it. Thank you. So I do need a timer for this, which is really interesting. There you go. This is also a perfect opportunity to take a selfie mid-run, right? We should totally do that. All right, perfect. It's going to go on Twitter later, probably, so follow me there, by the way.
Sellout.
That was sellout, okay. So right here, there's a really interesting trick. Actually, how do I even explain this? So Jak has an idle animation, which appears every 30 seconds. Let me actually pause this a few more times, because I'm really... looks like nice. I got it. Okay, nice. So this right there is a boss fight skip right behind me. I'm just going to show this real quick. This is my boy Claw, my home man. He's chilling. We just completely skipped the fight. So every 30 seconds, Jak has an idle animation. He does an idle animation. And whenever you do that, or whenever he does that, he stores an area. And you can store areas by watching a cutscene, by dying in an area, or by doing the idle, not deload, but you can, getting an idle animation in an area. So we stored Mountain Pass, as an area. And by doing the pause buffer, the trick that I was doing earlier to skip the cutscenes, you can go into Boggy, stand on this rock for 27 seconds, 27, 28 seconds, and then... oh, I actually lost my blue gear. That's not good. You can stand on a rock for 28 seconds, then pause buffer, and it's going to send Jak to the shadow dimension, the shadow realm, and... actually not, it's just going to deload the area you're currently in, and it's going to load in the area that you previously spawned. I know, this is kind of confusing, but trust me, it all makes perfect sense. Just need some 200 IQ to figure this all out. And then it was looking for the closest checkpoint in the area that we stored, and interestingly, the checkpoint behind Claw was closer to our position that we had in Boggy than it was to the beginning. I hope that all made sense, because I'm not going to explain it again. But yeah, it works. Just like ray tracing by NVIDIA, it just works. Am I right? Right. It just works. Just like this boosted uppercut. So I'm now going to do the backward cell that Ra was talking about in his generous... oh yeah, true. Tree ups. I forgot about those. I would have done them, but going back now, it's just slow. Okay, backward cell. So the lineup here is going to be really interesting. Let's see if we can get this. Well, first try I already missed. Second try too. Oh no. Third time's a charm. Here we go. So that's the backward cell, and there's a way to take the zoomer back. And then jump on top of those weird-looking trees. Yeah, and that takes you there faster compared to doing all this awkward movement that I was doing. You're gonna see me, or by now you probably see me roll, jump, and punch a whole lot throughout the run, because that's one of the faster ways to move around in this game. You could just only roll, jump, but there is a way to cancel out the slow part of the roll jump animation with a spin, with a punch. So that's why we're doing that. And now onto Spider Cave, which is also a really dreaded part of the game by a whole lot of people. Josh recently lost one of his best runs he ever had for the 100% category in Spider Cave, so if the record holder for this game loses his runs here, that means something. Shoutouts to Josh, by the way, to Josh.
Casually one of the most infamous levels, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. A lot of orbs, like especially if you're trying to 100% this game, there's a lot of orbs you can miss. Like this one over here is like really hidden. You wouldn't suspect it being there in the first place, so. And that's Spider Cave in a nutshell, essentially. So right here, I'm going to be using the fact that I can do an attack using the eco and then spin. What? Hello? Okay, that was awkward. I apologize. So usually you are supposed to like climb up this robot in like a really different way, but this way I've just done it. It's a bit faster. You can also stand on a small pole and do a high jump off of that. Not a big fan of that thing though.
Good old pole strats.
The good old pole strat, yeah. Looking good so far though. This place right here, I hate this one the most. There you go. I was about to say something, but I completely forgot. Whatever. So taking a quick def warp right here takes us back to where we came from. We're only picking up a few cells in Spider Cave. Don't want to be spending our whole time here. Especially as so many people dislike it. Don't want to be spending the precious time here. So we got to be waiting for this elevator or for this platform to come up and down, or rather to come down so we can go up with it. And well, yeah, kill the spider on the right, because that one can get annoying at times. And we're out of here. There's still a really hidden cell that I just freed, I suppose. I unleashed it. It's hidden in a box, and if you shoot Yellow Eco up those stairs or leaving Spider Cave, you're gonna break that crate, and it's gonna give you the power cell. So right here, we're gonna be doing the Red Sage cutscene skip. Pretty neat trick. Let me pull it off first. So we stand close to it, to the button, pause buffer, and then you start the cutscene. I did die just now. Oh, there you go. Perfect. So the cutscene's playing in the background now. That's interesting. So, no. Don't tell me. Oh, okay, good. I was about to say, please don't tell me that the cutscene playing doesn't allow me to start this up now. Yeah, that was that was unexpected. And it doesn't happen a whole lot. I kind of messed it up, to be all honest with you guys. But so what happened here? I once again did the pause buffer that I was talking about earlier, which prevents cutscenes from starting up and allows me to move around as they are supposed to start. And I went outside of the hut and dove into the lava to kill myself in game, to kill Jak. And that cancels out the cutscene and allows me to continue as I've watched it. And I picked up 2 more power cells because you need to watch 2 or 3 cutscenes after doing Red Sage cutscene in order to, yeah, go up to Snowy Mountain using the gondola. I think it works that way. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it does. It's kind of awkward how it requires you to watch a few cutscenes after skipping the Red Sage cutscene.
And using the elevator is the only way to spawn Snowy Mountain.
Yeah.
You can't just walk up there or glitch yourself up there.
Well, there's a debug mode found almost a year ago. It's a collaborative work by a bunch of people, and you could actually go up there using the debug mode, but obviously that would disqualify the run as a no LTS run, and would make it a debug mode run. Okay, so I don't like the health on man right here. Should be fine though. So we gotta kill this guy, and then just move along. I'll take any fall damage here, that'd be great. Oh, forgot about the Scudfly. Oh god, here we go. Okay, so this guy can be a bit tricky. I don't always know when to punch them because they have their shields up in such a weird way. The health on Matt isn't actually too terrible. So there's a really silly trick you can do here. If you pull it off right, which I didn't, you can activate a switch that you aren't supposed to activate so early on. So it isn't too bad if you die a whole bunch of times here. You just don't want to overdo it. And then you activate the switch. So to activate the switch casually, you would need to take Flood and do a bunch of platforming. And that allows you to go into the fortress and yeah, get some more power cells in there. Also Scudflies, we need those Scudflies. Taking another quick Death Warp. And I'm really hoping for a cool trick to happen here. So first of all, we gotta be skipping the slide, which I messed up. That's not too terrible. Oh, there you go. So
yeah,
got up
this
there.
jump is really precise.
Yeah, that wasn't the part I was talking about. Though. This one coming up right here, if I get this, I'd be pretty hype. Nah, I didn't get it. Okay, so there's a 1 frame, I suppose it's 1 frame. You have 1 frame time to input a square. Input as you're holding down L1, and that allows you to shoot up through the ceiling, through the ice that's blocking off your way from the top. Didn't get that. Not a biggie though. So now comes the fun part, because we get to take out Flood out of, well, its area. I'm going to show you real quick. There's a wall right here, an invisible one, and you aren't supposed to take Flood out at all. You can, though, and it's actually really useful if I can manage to get it. There you go.
This is where you break the level completely.
Yep. Not as in you can't play it anymore, but it's going to make you go a whole lot faster. And certain mechanics don't suddenly work anymore. So right here, you're supposed to take yellow eco and break this crate that I just broke using Flood's ground pound. But yeah, conveniently, you're able to just ground pound there instead of taking the eco. Saves you a little bit of time. And also, Flood was never intended to be on ice, I think. And his mechanics on ice are really terrible. I really dislike it, but well, what do you do? Alright. So we killed all 3 dudes that were sitting on these ramps. They're called... I don't know what they were doing there in the first place, but they were trying to break some ice, apparently. And we killed all 3 of them, and doing so gives us a power cell. Oh, there you go. So really interesting what you're about to see. If you have blue eco and you pick up a power cell, that's... Well, I don't really know how to explain it, but just give this a watch. Usually there's a cutscene each and every time you pick up a power cell. And here there wasn't for some reason. So this part can be a bit tricky because you can get stuck. Yeah. I think I'm under-orbed. I gotta collect a few more orbs here and there. Oh no, it's this guy. Yeah, you gotta watch out for him. Okay, so you're gonna be seeing me pick up a bunch of extra orbs that usually you don't pick up, but simply because I'm insecure about the orb count. Gonna be picking up a few extras, but this should be fine. This is fine. In case we don't have enough, I'm just gonna go back for a little bit and collect some more. Jeez.
This level can be really spooky because if you lose or if you die, you lose your flood and you have to pick it up again.
Yeah.
Because you use it for a trick escaping the level in the end. You're gonna see.
Oh, if I get it.
Well, if you get it.
If I get it.
I suppose.
I was actually practicing the trick a whole lot during my streams. And yeah, had a hard time getting it. Let's just leave it at that. Shoot just for safety. Gonna be picking those up. I think we're gonna be fine now. I need 270 orbs because we're gonna be buying 3 power cells for 90 orbs each. And yeah, it's only 3 more left, so I should be fine. Okay, here we go.
Only 4 cells left.
Oh my god, here we go. So this is it. This is the trick. May have gotten it. Yep. Here we go. So
nice
that's gondola skip for you. I do need a few more power cells. A few more orbs. There you go. And yeah, there you go. Got that first try. I'm really happy about that. That doesn't always happen. Marathon luck, I suppose. Oh, these guys are lovely.
I thought you said this was a priceless gem.
I am excellent. So what's going on in chat here? Alert!
Shout out to Ibs Lihibovic.
Yeah. Our man Ibs, he can do a really good impression of these guys. It's priceless. We love it.
Do we have time for donations?
Sure.
Yeah, we have some. We have $2 from Anonymous saying, "Geschlossen, I love you, Leonie."
Oh.
Shout out to my girlfriend.
Gosh.
We have $5 from Isengard saying, I stole my mommy's card just for you, Boomer. Here's some money to save the kids.
Thank you.
And we have an anonymous $10 donation saying, good luck, have fun.
Thank you. I'm certainly having fun. Does the couch have fun?
We do, indeed.
Do we?
Do we? Do you?
Do we?
I don't know.
Don't make me anxious. I think this run is actually pretty good in terms of how it went. So one more power cell. All right already. Yeah, thank you to those who donate. Really appreciate it. Ah, hey, Sinidro. Okay, so this part right here, I'm really scared of because we gotta load up the save now. And the last time I've done the gondola skip, it put me back up because you can miss the checkpoint at the bottom of, well, or as you are going into the volcanic crater from Snowy Mountain, you can miss the checkpoint. So when you save, you're still up there in Snowy Mountain, technically, but this time I did it just right. So I'm really happy about that. So here's the 72 cell requirement by Yagrel, Kira. Oh, there you go, yeah. Zarukas is telling us in chat right now that once you hear the volcanic crater music, you're good. That was the case in this case. Or should I say in this run. Ha. Yeah, don't go out and buy any V-Bucks with those with your mommy's credit card, though, Isengard. Don't do that. Saving the kids is fine. Not the V-Bucks, though. Alrighty. Alright, so just casually driving through Lava Tube.
Levy Tube.
Levy Tube. Ah, it's my favorite thing ever. Good old Levy Tube. We don't need to pick up anything else here besides all the cooling balloons because we don't want to die. Also, there's a really cool shortcut that not everyone knows about. So yeah, here it is. Saves you a bit of time, and there's also blue eco laying around, which obviously makes you go faster. And if you do it right, you can still keep your blue eco, even though you also have yellow eco at the same time, so that's kind of cool. All you need to do is just hold down the X button throughout your entire drive. Also, we're not going to be picking up any more power cells at this point because we have everything we need. Same goes for orbs and scout flies. So if you do see me pick up stuff, then that's either it's really necessary, like the 2 cells that we're about to get, or because I'm bored of driving and I just kind of like start spamming the fire button. You also want to clear out the way of these things, big, heavy, spiky balls that can do damage to you, which is obviously not good. Alright, so the heat meter's looking fine. Okay. That's Lava Tube. Lava Tube done. So once again, doing a pause buffer here. There's a cutscene, it's like a minute long, I think. And rather talking to Kira, Jack just wants to die. I mean, with those heat shields, I probably wouldn't want to talk to her either. So yet another cutscene skip right here, using the pause buffer. This one's actually really broken in a way. This trick only works in some versions of the game. I don't know why I just saved here, but I'm hoping that it doesn't affect anything. Okay, perfect. The save was a bit unnecessary because we have auto save on, but I don't know why I just did that.
Shout out to Citadel.
Yeah.
Now there's only the final boss left.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay.
do we have time for a quick donation?
A big donation.
A quick donation.
Oh yes.
We have
donation.
We have
Okay.
$15 from Stay Hydrated Scoopo saying, at BoomerStreams, you've been live for just over 1 hour. By that point, your broadcasts, you should have consumed at least 120 milliliters of water to maintain optimum hydration.
Well, I don't have anything to drink. No, that's just. I'll drink after the run. Gotta pull through now.
Not much left.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left in this run. Does anyone have an idea what my PB is actually for this game? Because I don't know.
Let me check.
Because this run's going pretty good so far. Wouldn't surprise me if it does actually end up being a new personal best. On stream,
PB pace, question mark?
I don't know. I actually don't know. It's like a 104, right? Like we're well past that, but... I mean, the plants were not too good, but... It doesn't matter. It's a pretty good run anyways. For my standards, at least. Oh my god. I think it's a 104 or something. 104.
104.33.
Okay, well, we're past that by now, but that's fine. Still a pretty good run.
Almost.
Yeah. It's gonna be like 106 maybe. Because there's still like a 45-second cutscene coming up.
Yeah, where's the one frame, Boomer?
What one frame? What's a one frame? Never heard of those. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Ricky. Yeah, I don't even know how to do them, honestly. No idea how to do one frames. I know there's a way to, like, isn't it to jump and spin at the same time, or like a frame after? No idea how to do it. Yeah, that can save you a lot of time actually. If you are doing those one frames on the launch pad, allows you to fall down a bit faster than usual. But messing them up is, in fact, slower, I believe. Oh, end time. Hey, that's not too bad. Kamehameha! Ultra Instinct Jak right there. Yeah, that's Jak 1 for you. Pretty solid game. Once again, if you haven't played this just yet, really recommend doing so. Controls are really intuitive. Like once you get this game, you're going to be like, oh, hey, I kind of know how to play this already. That's how good they are. And it's really smooth, gameplay-wise, graphics-wise. Really solid game. And the speedrun's fun if you're interested in learning it. There's a Discord you can join. Go check out speedrun.com/Jak and you're going to be finding a link to that there. Okay, I don't know the link top of my head, but yeah. Go join the community. There's a bunch of tutorials out there on YouTube you can go to watch. Josh has tutorials, Outrageous Josh. For Jak 2, Sikinar has a tutorial. I think he started like a series where he does tutorials. Not too sure exactly. Don't quote me on that. But there's definitely tutorials for a lot of stuff out there. There's also a community tutorial by a bunch of people, including the Rixer, who's in chat right now. Shoutouts to Ricky, by the way. Regarding the no oop category, the no out of bounds category for Jak 3. So definitely a good time to start learning the game. So a lot of resources and a lot of friendly people who will definitely help you out. Yeah, shoutouts to my couch, to Geschlossen and Easy. Was fun having you. And
thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Loved it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks Boomer for showing us this wonderful run. We will do a quick break, Since we're behind schedule, we will try to make it as short as possible. Tech is now speedrunning the setups, so let's see how fast they can be.